What's up, everybody? I am your relocation man, Trey, and today I have the best areas to live. Now, I've Googled this, I've researched this. Obviously, I live here myself, and I really wanted to go live to talk about the best areas to live because there was a lot of noise around where is the actual best place to live, whether you have a family, military, PCSing, military location, you're retired. Um, there's so much misconception around where is the best place to live because people are telling you where they think is the best place to live. Now, this is just feedback. I've lived here personally for 15 years now. I know it's time's flying right now, and my family lives here. My kids go to school here. And when I started to research where the best place to live, a lot of just random things came up on where is the best place to live. But there was moving companies that were telling me where the best place there, and there was real estate companies telling me where the best place to live. And so I was so confused when I first started moving here back in 2011 that I just picked a spot, and honestly, I just toured it. And I was like, I don't know, this looks fine. And I got my first apartment on Marbach from 410. For those of you who live here, you know how wonderful Marbach 410 is. But you got to start somewhere. And then I wanted to basically gather this information, and I have 6 great articles to refer to. Some of these articles that I'm going to pull up later in the show, I don't agree with at all. And I think they're a little misleading in what they're saying, where the best places to live, because people are going to say this area is the best, but I disagree respectfully. And if you are tuning in, please let me know where you're tuning in from. Sometimes we get people from out of state, sometimes locals. So let me know in the comments where you are watching this. And if you are rewatching this, also comment, because I always go back and answer the comments. This live stream has been every single week so far this year. We plan on going live every single week for the rest of the year, and hopefully forever, just because I get to connect with great people from this live stream and from other people that watch the channel. And so I want to dive in. Okay, so the first article. Now, this one is an article from Rethinking the Future, and it says 10 best neighborhoods in San Antonio you should consider. So I want also, for those of you watching this, to let me know where you think and what your thoughts are on these areas that I'm about to go over. Because San Antonio is huge. It's one of the largest metroplexes in general. There's a ton of places you could live. And hello from Tucson, Arizona. Hello. So, just to get right into it. So the first one, and actually doesn't go 10-1, it's going 1. So Lavaca. So Lavaca is in Southtown. And just to give you some perspective on where it is, I have a handy dandy map. So this is where Lavaca is. Just making sure it's coming up. So Lavaca is basically in Southtown, right here, Lavaca. And Lavaca has cool, trendy areas. And I think for the most part, this part of Southtown, they're established homes. There's really no new construction. But the downside to Lavaca is there's historical homes. So you have to go through the historical committee plus the city of San Antonio if you're going to renovate those areas. And the plus side to Lavaca is there's a lot of walkability. So it's not, I mean, depending on which house, of course, there is, it's not as expensive as King William for the most part, but it can be just because there's some castles, literal castles that were here since the Germans, really were a huge influence in Southtown. But that's one of the areas that is it the best? I don't know. Personally, it wouldn't be the best for me. Near Northwest. I don't know where the hell they're getting near Northwest, the suburban field convenience of city, boasting a blend of community integration, natural beauty. This seems like a lot of fluff words. Near Northwest, I have no idea where that is. You probably don't either. It's just there's so many communities in the near Northwest. I mean, you're talking, I would say hundreds of communities near Northwest. Like where? That'll make sense to me. So next on the list, near Mission San Jose. So Mission San Jose is on the south side. That area is growing incredibly as we go down on this map. So I mean, it's where the Toyota is. It's by the Missions. I mean, there's a lot of shopping, but it's your very much so like your chains. All the chains are down there. I don't know if that I mean, I guess so. There's definitely less traffic. That I will give them for putting that on the list. North Central. So North Central is it says stands out for the blend of commercial centers and rental communities, offering a dynamic lifestyle with plenty of shopping, dining, recreational opportunities. The area's schools and parks add to its appeal and a family-friendly neighborhood. If you look at the school ratings in this north central side, the school ratings may not impress you. Just there's just like north central where, so that's pretty non-specific to me. Let me know what you think. The Oak Park Northwood is known for safety, strong community spirit, making one of the safest areas around San Antonio. uh, the neighborhood's proximity to top-notch schools, healthcare facilities, again, load of fluff. I don't know how Stone Oak is not higher on the list than North Central, but it's here at least. So those of you who know Stone Oak is a master plan community known for its luxurious amenities and active lifestyle options. With its well-maintained neighborhoods and proximity to several major hospitals, Stone Oak offers a high quality of life for its residents, making it one of the best neighborhoods in San Antonio. So let's dive a little bit into Stone Oak. Stone Oak is a very, very talked about community here in San Antonio. So this is the entire Stone Oak. I would say it's separated by Blanco Road, some may argue, and Bulverde. This part is what the locals call, you probably can't see this on the live stream, what the locals call is TPC Parkway area. That's generally what we call it. It is a little bit of a different schools depending on where it is, but this is essentially Stone Oak, this little corridor here. Now, Stone Oak has golf courses. It does have commercial real estate that offers local foods, mom and pop places, incredible bars, restaurants, and also a lot of private schools. There's churches of different religions that are in Stone Oak. I think it does offer an incredible amount of diversity amongst commercial. Also, its proximity to 281. Then you have Stone Oak Golf Course, and I may have said that wrong. There's a golf course in Stone Oak. Geez, what is it called? I'm pretty sure it's Stone Oak Golf Course. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments. Please do. It's not coming to my head. And then there's also Canyon Springs Golf Course, which does come to mind, and that's just outside of Stone Oak in Timberwood Park. So, would it be the best place to live if you're looking for more of commercial real estate, a lot of diversity around religious preferences? Proximity to 1604, there is just weirdly densely amount of businesses. So you're talking finance companies, real estate companies like myself that are here in Stone Oak, developers, even the corporate offices of the DR Hortons, Highland Homes. There's a bunch of corporate offices that are kind of clustered in Stone Oak. And my office is literally right here. There it is. There you go. If you want to come say hi, we're right here. So Stone Oak does offer a lot, and I would say the downsides of Stone Oak is if you don't like HOAs, if you're just like, no, I don't like HOAs in Stone Oak, there are some neighborhoods that you have to pay to HOAs. So there's Stone Oak HOA, which encompasses a large part of Stone Oak, and then there's local HOAs. There's neighborhoods in Stone Oak that are guard gated 24/7, and there's some that are just a one of those like you tap a code and then the arm goes up and down. There's also neighborhoods in Stone Oak where it's in front of a golf course, so that's the Santera. That's what I was thinking of. So there's a ton of options in Stone Oak, and actually, what I personally like for safety is the hospital. So Stone Oak Methodist is there, and there's a level 2 trauma center, not a level 1. There's a level 2 trauma center there. There's a ton of medical offices, depending on the specialty. My dentist is there. Shout out to MI Dentist, which is incredible company. And it just has a lot. So I would say the downsides is the HOA, sometimes the traffic, the prices. Entry, I mean, there's Stone Oak, there's homes in Stone Oak for about 350K, and there's also homes for 2 million. And that's, everything between. I would say there's more inventory. Actually, I have it right here. There's more inventory in Stone Oak around the 450 to 650 price range. Right here, if you go on my website, plenty of homes in the 450 to 650, in and around Stone Oak. There's, I mean, even like 378. There's one for 510, 750. So I mean, you pick it. There's also 4.8 million. Oh, that's a lot. 425, for rent, it's about 6,000, 390 for a home. So there's a ton of options in Stone Oak. If you have any questions on Stone Oak, let me know. As we continue on the list, you have Helotes. So Helotes isn't a neighborhood; it's actually a town. So I don't know how it made it on the list, but let's show you real quick. I don't. There, this list is totally jumping around, but let's look at Helotes right here. So Helotes is just outside of the city limits, and it doesn't have a lot of neighborhoods in Helotes. But if it's outside of the city limits, which is this part of Helotes, you don't pay City of San Antonio taxes, but it is in Bexar County, so you will have to pay taxes there. Tax rate for Helotes is around 2.2 or so. Helotes has beautiful 1-acre sites of homes, up in the 750s. And even as, let's say, a half acre, you're looking at around 500, and then a quarter of an acre or your master plan community style homes, that is, I mean, as low as 400, even 350. You can find a home that needs a little work in Helotes. Now, Helotes has been in the news for years and years about its safety. That is kind of like, if you go to niche.com or greatschools.org, a lot of those websites show a higher safety rating for Helotes and a higher school rating. Actually, in one of my previous YouTube videos, I quoted a website that says that Helotes is one of the safest towns in Texas. That was probably from years ago. I haven't really seen it lately. That website's in their ratings, but it's I can see where the websites are rating it higher into the newsfeed, and that's Helotes. Okay, and there's McCanty Park. I hope I'm saying that right. Is known for its appreciation, great nature. There's really not a huge community there, so we'll skip that. Monte Vista, McCanty Park is basically near the airport. Monte Vista stands for a symbol of luxury and its affluence within San Antonio, offering high-end restaurants and some of the most expensive rent in the city. It's a quiet neighborhood, definitely not quiet. Provides proximity to San Antonio attractions, making it desirable locations for its seeking of lap of luxury. So disagree with lap of luxury, disagree with quiet, but let's pull it up and see Monte Vista, the Monte Vista neighborhood. Okay. So Monte Vista has some really cool homes, and it has been one of the most gentrified and redeveloped areas of San Antonio, I would say, in the last even 2 years. Monte Vista is joining up basically with Tobin Hill, which is just south of it, and it's all of that Pearl development. Once they started developing. Now I'm just nerding out. Sorry, guys. I'm not supposed to talk about neighborhoods. But once they started developing the Pearl here, Monte Vista blew up. So it has these castle-like homes that I could probably pull up in my website. Monte Vista. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's pull up some homes on Monte Vista on my website. So 750. But then you have also entry level, I guess, for that area for 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 340. And this is, I don't know if it's going to be walkable to the Pearl, but obviously you get closer to the Pearl. Like this one is just for funsies. Let's look at this house. So this one is 795, 305 West Aspie. And this is exactly what I mean, is these homes look like very colonial German influence. Um, and yeah. Yes, sorry. JC said, "Man, just tuned in. Going to see if you were going to mention Helotus. We are awesome, awesome." JC, let me know what you think. The safety, the crime, the overall vibe of Helotus. Just shoot me a comment. I'd love to hear your perspective of it. The clients that we've helped move to Helotus, they love it just for its proximity to the amenities that San Antonio has, but also being able to go to Government Canyon Park, a lot of the areas around it. I think they really like that, just being in the middle, but not in the city of San Antonio and deal with all that. Yeah, happy Sharon. I'd love to. So real quick, we're super pro. I want to get to your comment about Converse. Converse is a suburb of San Antonio that has been very much talked about because of its crime, because of its safety, and because of its schools. And also, it is the closest city to the military base, which is Joint Base San Antonio. It's oh my goodness, I forgot the base's name. What's the starts with an R? Randolph Joint Base, Randolph Air Force Base is right in Converse, and it's very much talked about. I would say there's areas of Converse I don't think that are a great investment. There's areas of the city of Converse. There's areas outside of the city of Converse. If I were to show you in a map, there's also a higher amount of inventory in Converse along I-10 because of all the new builds. But there's a bunch. So let's see. We're getting the dip on the skinny on Helotus. Safety. We run a tight operation. I love that. So you heard it on the show. JC says that Helotus is safe. So if it's not, you can blame JC, not me. Okay, cool. So we're gonna continue on the list, and yeah, any other areas of San Antonio that pop in, let me know in the comments, and we'll visit it. So it says safest areas in San Antonio, and it actually doesn't say an exact name. It says amongst the safest neighborhoods in San Antonio, Chavano Park stands out, celebrated for its exceptional low crime rate, making it particularly appealing for retirees, families, and working professionals. This neighborhood's serene and upscale environment, coupled with array of stunning homes, underscores its desirability. Uh, I agree with that. Chavano Park really does stand out. Is Chavano Park, once you drive through those neighborhoods and go to those homes are on more land, and you are literally a rock throw from, uh, you know, like all of the amenities that you would need, restaurants. It does really, really stand out. So let's just pull up exactly where Almost Park is, and then I can show you. I mean, not Almost Park. Chavano. Thank you, Stephen. Chavano Park. Yes, Chavano Park. So Chavano Park is right between I-10 and 281. Once I enlarge this map, so this is Chavano Park. It's nestled basically right between all of the action. If you're looking to move to San Antonio and you want kind of be between the Rim, La Cantera, all of that commercial strip, even all of the developments that are happening, plus you want proximity to Stone Oak, all the amenities on 281 going up and down. And if one family member works on this side of town and one family works on this side of town on the north side, Chavano Park is an incredible option. The downsides to Chevino Park is the taxes. It's about a 2.6% property tax value of Chevino Park. Um, they have the neighborhood and the areas very much a inclusive type where the schools are close by. I mean, there's not a lot of traffic that happens within Chavano Park. Once you get to 1604 on North of Military, it is an absolute nightmare around Chavano Park. But there is new construction in Chavano Park. The right just just west of Rogers Ranch, there's new construction. And this is obviously the Top Golf. This is the what is that? Six Flags, Santikos Palladium, and all of the shopping that's here. You're 10 minutes, and you're literally 10 minutes because of traffic. Look at this, all this construction. It's terrible. Chavano Park also has their own police department, um, which some people like it because if they go out of town, they can call the local police department and ask them for patrol buys, which is they go check on their home while they're out of town. So definitely a more, like I said, a more inclusive feel, and that's Chavano Park. Crime rate in San Antonio year over year. This is a good one. Year over year comparison reveal an uptick in crime rates, with the total crime in San Antonio increasing by 21.8% year over year. Violent crime saw an increase of 18.9%, and property crime rose 22.3% in San Antonio. That is a bunch of, I mean, it is truth, right? I guess depending on how you look at it. But the crime rate, I mean, me, because I was a police officer here, I do think that we have a lack of police presence. If you ask a lot of the people on the police department, they're going to say they're understaffed. Most cities are understaffed, but I know when I was a police officer here, I would start a shift and the calls would be backed up, and that tells me that, the city is doing a lot with its police department and maintaining the operations. But I do think that more personnel on the street servicing these calls that come in and also to help with productivity, would make it better. But obviously that's a little controversial, but that's just my thoughts, what I think. So one of San Antonio's trendiest neighborhood is experiencing a transformation. So this is one of San Antonio's trendiest neighborhoods is actually made up of 5 districts: King William, Collins Garden, Lavaca, Lone Star, Roosevelt, but you can just call it Southtown. So I agree. Southtown is different. Um, I don't know how Collins Gardens got on that list. I don't think it's anything like King William or Lavaca, but it did make the list of this. So these days, here we go. Let me just read this to you. These days, a hub for creatives, the culinary scene, and anyone who wants a mix of San Antonio's new and old. Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce directs communication from Jesse, my essay. It's about evolution through businesses and leaps and blah blah blah. Blue Star, Southtown. So let me pull up a map of exactly what they're talking about. So, okay. So Southtown is basically this area here. So let me pull this up. So you have King William, you have Lavaca, which is here, and then you have Collins Gardens, which okay, if you were to drive around San Antonio and you're crossing Highway 10 into Collins Gardens, it does not look like Southtown, like at all. So I don't know why they made the list, but maybe the gentrification and the people flipping homes and, stores popping up, maybe it'll change the dynamic of that section, but it looks very different. So it's interesting that they included that into Southtown and its safety. Yeah, I would say it looks very, very different. So that's something to look out for. I'm actually curious. I'll keep a lookout for it. I know my buddy Mike sold this building next door to this firehouse restaurant, which is actually really, really good. Um, this other list is the 10 richest. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The top 10 richest neighborhoods in San Antonio. This one I'm not going to agree with at all. So, top 10 richest neighborhoods in San Antonio. Um, what makes a neighborhood rich according to limestonemoving.com? What makes a neighborhood rich? The term rich refers to just more wealth. Media is high, medium home values, prestigious school districts, exclusive amenities like golf courses, gated communities, historical significance, unique architecture, low crime rates, and superior public service. I think that is pretty rich. Honestly, no pun intended. I think that's pretty good. So the number one, let's go straight to it. The top 10 richest neighborhoods in San Antonio. First on the list is Dominion. Huh. So Dominion is definitely, I guess that's up for discussion. If the Dominion is the top richest neighborhood in San Antonio, I disagree. But it says Dominion, and Dominion is over 100 acres that has been developed since the 1980s, actually 1984 to be exact, where it was the most affluent neighborhood in all of San Antonio back then, and it's had multiple phases of development. So Dominion, just to pull it up on my website. Actually, Stephen, can you do that? Let me just back up here for a second. And let's put in Dominion, because this is actually another video that Dominion that we're gonna release by next week. I did a video on the Dominion and just of the changes that had happened in that area. So Dominion has seen so many changes over the years. It's seen garden homes, homes that are 500, 600, and then homes 5, 6 million. And then, people like Stone Cold Steve Austin used to live in the Dominion. Obviously, Greg Popovich of the Spurs, Spurs players used to live there, or I guess they could still live there, but it's just not as well known. And actually, if you look at this, there's homes in the Dominion for 685, 2.9 million, and then lots for 300,000, rent for 6,000, a million, 1.3. Let's see, 750, 865 to live in the Dominion. And then obviously there's new construction in the Dominion that is happening, and actually have a video of that. So Dominion is very diverse, like very, very diverse. You can have homes in the 5 millions, or you can have homes 500,000. So it's what's cool about it is there is a country club that is attached. It's called the Club, and there's a golf course, and there's clubhouse that is not included with the Dominion HOA. We've helped families move to the Dominion, and we always disclose that the country club is not part of the Dominion HOA. The HOA guard is a very secure guard. Funny story: when I was a police officer, I was just curious. This is before I was in real estate. And I went up with my police car and I said, "Hey, I just want to patrol the neighborhood, make sure that safety is good." And they go, "Sorry, sir, we can't let you in." I'm like, I'm a police officer and I'm just seeing if these residents, need anything. And they wouldn't let me in unless I actually had a call for service. So I thought that was super interesting. Let me get some of these comments just to catch up. So Gustavo is, what about the far west near 211 and Petrenko? I'm assuming that's what you mean. 211 is Texas Research Parkway, Highway 90, all of that area. Gus, I would say it depends which neighborhood. Actually, later in this live stream, I'm going to talk about Redbird Ranch made a list of the top neighborhoods to live in San Antonio, and they actually called it a hidden gem. Redbird Ranch is not a hidden gem. It is not hidden at all. It is very obvious when you're in um, Redbird Ranch. So it's kind of funny that they did that. Um, I would say closer you go to Castroville, the better. Just ballparking it. If you want my 2 cents. But if you're looking to move in that area, shoot me an email. I would love to help. At least help you plan your move. Super Pro says, "What's the median home price for Chavano Park 3 bedroom?" It would range from about 400,000 up to 700,000 depending on condition, lot size cuz land is expensive there. But yeah, entry I would say 400 is you can get something pretty solid for around 400 for a 3 bedroom. And then tell me about summer in San Antonio. Does it reach 115? Sick of this extreme heat. Yes, it is always, always hot, except right now it is not hot. But yeah, a lot of heat in San Antonio. But honestly, I prefer the heat over the cold always. Um, yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't get to 115. Thank you, Steven. He's backstage, my dude. So median home price over 1.5. I agree with that. For Dominion, notable feature, home to athletics. I feel like not anymore. There's other luxury neighborhoods that I personally think are better. That we're going to have a whole episode on luxury neighborhoods that a lot of people don't know about. So that is more to come. Uh, Community Perks 24, security, private schools, Dominion Country Club. Gotcha. So the country club is not included in the HOA price. That is a fact. There is no private schools. You are zoned in the public school is Clark, I believe, the high school. And that is included, but it's because it's a public school, but it is definitely not exclusive to Dominion. It is all of the Northwest side, or at least a good chunk of it. Um, so that is a lie. The private school is separate. So TMI is a school that basically butts up to the Dominion property, which is hundreds of acres. TMI is a separate school that is private, that is separate enrollment. That the clients that we've helped move to that area, they do rave about TMI and they love it, but not included. 24/7 security, 100%. They hire off-duty San Antonio police officers to patrol that neighborhood, and that is definitely a perk. The downside of it, tax-wise, is you're paying City of San Antonio taxes and Bexar County taxes, which they love collecting taxes from homeowners. So definitely watch out for that. Very informative. Woo, thank you, man. Appreciate the comment. Let's see. So Alamo Heights next. Alamo Heights. I was wondering when we're going to get to this one. So Alamo Heights is a very talked about town. I mean, I know why, but I do feel like it's so talked about that you can get into a lot of trouble buying in Alamo Heights if you don't know the areas. You can literally cross the street of Alamo Heights and then not be in the Alamo Heights school district, or be in a different neighborhood that won't appraise the same way that Alamo Heights is. So it's one of those that you really have to know Alamo Heights and the different neighborhoods. So it says offer elegant homes, top rated schools, tight knit community values. So I'm gonna, somebody hopefully back me up on this. So here in San Antonio, we call people that live in Alamo Heights as O9ers, and there's pros and cons to that. People make fun of O9ers. Oh, you live in Alamo Heights, but there's also a pride in the community that, like, people who live in Alamo Heights don't call themselves O9ers. It's usually the people on the outside that call them O9ers because the zip code is the zip code is 78209. This is why they call them O9ers. And then JC said, be prepared for foundation issues. So because of the elevation, thank you for bringing that up, is a con living in Alamo Heights. Alamo Heights, because of the foundation issues. It's lower to the ground, better soil, but you can have a lot of movement. And foundation obviously can be pretty pricey to fix. Alamo Heights is known for cultural offerings, including the McNay Art Museum that actually sits between Terrell Hills and Alamo Heights, and its proximity to San Antonio Botanical Garden. That is very nice. The community maintains traditional small town feel, complete with independently owned shops, cafes. I do absolutely love the fact that there's a lot of local shops. I know we go to a Mexican place out there. There's really, really good restaurants there, a couple of good bars out there. So yes, I completely agree with that. Um, that is really a really cool thing about Alamo Heights. And renowned schools, yes, active parent organizations solidify. Many homes date back to the early 20th century. I've actually done videos in some of the Alamo Heights homes that are historic by the McNay family that have owned it at one time. Um, but yeah, some really cool homes out there. But there's also homes that, investors got in, they try to flip it, and it looks like lipstick on a pig, so you just got to be careful. Next, actually, before we get to Terrell Hills, I'll show you on my handy dandy map the areas of it. So let's pull up this Google map. And then for home prices, obviously, I can pull up the uh, my website. So there's Taylor Hills right here, which is along Austin Highway, which is here, and you have Alamo Heights. So Terrell Hills, Alamo Heights, really right next to each other. Ah, and I was right. The McNay Museum is between both. And this is what I mean is if you are sometimes you'll see listings that say they're in Alamo Heights, but they're not. Sometimes you'll see listings that say they're in Terrell Hills, but they're not. So be very careful of that. Because you're either in Alamo Heights or you're not. And same as Terrell Hills. I actually helped a family move to Alamo Heights, and we started touring homes in that area, and there's a gentleman walking, I think his dog, and of course, me, nosy person that I am, I said, "Hey, sir, like, do you live in the area? We're just wondering about the community." And he said he lived in Tower Hills for 30 years, and he said, older gentleman, he said that he would never move only because of the sense of community, the sense of, just there's not a lot of movement in these homes, and these families have been there for many, many years, some of them many generations. So it's rare to see that in San Antonio because San Antonio is such a military heavy influence communities where, active duty, they'll PCS in and out of these neighborhoods. So there's a lot of fast changes. And then you have military families that just retire here and decide to stay. So they, I guess PCSed here or had a duty station. And then they just, what? I like this area or that area. And they just decided to stay around. So it's an interesting dynamic here in the good old Alamo City. So yeah, I was just going to show you the proximity of that. And then Almost Park. So Almost Park is a city within a city with its own police force, city hall services. It's framed for its tree-lined streets, Spanish-style estates, neighborhood employs luxury and presence. How do you say that? Optimizes? I think that's a ChatGPT word. I have no idea what that says. Luxury and privacy attracting CEOs, high net worth individuals alike. So I did tour some of these homes, and they are $4 to $5 million homes in some of these areas of Almost Park. I think Tommy Lee of the rock band Van Halen, whatever his name is it Tommy Lee Jones? Oh, maybe I don't know. Some rock band, Tommy Lee was married to Pamela. Okay, I butchered Tommy Lee, yeah, yeah. Anyway, so he has a house out there, and yeah, it is a beautiful estate. So the ranging between 1.3 to 2 million, exclusivity higher in agriculture. The community is renowned for its zoning restrictions, preserving the residential charm. I You drive through some of these neighborhoods, and absolutely you can tell you are not in San Antonio anymore. So it is kind of cool that they kept the integrity of the community, both Alamo Heights, Almost Park. and Terrell Hills because of all the developments and things that could have changed in the neighborhood. The zoning restrictions did inhibit or prohibit a lot of that, and you do see that, so that is pretty cool. Stone Oak, and this list actually is pretty accurate thanks to Limestone Moving. I have no idea who they are. I just found their website, and I'm like, well, this is pretty accurate. So this is a good one. Super free plug for them. Stone Oak, we obviously went over that 700 plus median home price. I disagree. It's probably around 600. Gated sections, live oaks friendly parks. It does have a little bit of a better cluster of parks for sure. Elm Creek, starting from the 850s, exceeding 1.3. It has secluded plots, whatever the hell that means. Lush landscaping, peace and quiet. I don't know if you can really say that. The neighborhood offers privacy in Elm Creek. Let's look it up. Elm Creek, San Antonio. So this is an interesting neighborhood. So Elm Creek is right off Lock Hill, Selma, and De Zavala. There's a very popular HEB that's right here. If you live in that area, you know exactly what I mean. I used to go to this HEB. I love this little area. So there is a lot of very beautiful oaks, a lot oak trees. Sorry, and there is more estates that are there. But the school district, I think, is what stops people from, I guess the ratings of the school districts. Of what I've heard, it can be not so desirable in Elm Creek. So we're gonna continue the list. Here it is. Okay. Cibolo Canyons. So home to famous JW Marriott Hotel Resort. Cibolo Canyons is a master plan community known for its resort style living, gated subdivisions, and state of the art amenities, attracting discerning buyers. Home prices 600,000 to 1.2. Yes and no. Cibolo Canyons has and probably has 12 different subdivisions within Cibolo Canyons. But you can definitely get a house in Cibolo Canyons. Let me just do this. Cibolo Canyons Mini Center. I'll just give a overview. So Cibolo Canyons is right here. The interesting part about Cibolo Canyons is it's on the Edwards Aquifer. And I was actually having a conversation with a seller who was telling me that they can't just put in a pool if they wanted to in Cibolo Canyons. They have to buy essentially like rights or like tickets. I want to say if they call it tickets or tokens, maybe, in order to be able to improve the real estate in Cibolo Canyons, just north of that section of Stone Oak. And I know they have one more subdivision left that they're allowed to develop, from what I hear. And it's going to be expensive. I think those new construction homes, because it's so landlocked in Cibolo Canyons on this side of Stone Oak, that they're probably going to start in the 800s up into the 1.5s. And the lot size is going to be very, very small. Now, the downsides of living in the TPC Parkway area are that it says resort style living, but you can't enjoy the resort unless you pay for it. So the TPC Parkway, it does have the JW Marriott, which, you could have a little staycation there and enjoy the pool there. And there's day passes, but you have to pay for it. Just because you live there doesn't mean you get access to the JW Marriott in that area. All those master plan communities, you have to pay separate to be in the JW Marriott. Now, the JW Marriott, it definitely does not feel like you live in San Antonio. It's very beautiful. Done a couple of videos out there, and yeah. So it's a lot. And the other downside of the JW Marriott is a majority of the the TPC Parkway areas of all that master plan community of the canyons are going to be zoned Judson ISD. And if you look up Judson ISD, it probably has a C, a D, maybe a B on a good day rating, according to niche.com or greatschools.com .org. And that's something that you have to be watch out for. Cibolo Canyons is an incredible community, but depending on which of the neighborhoods it's zoned for, you'd have to travel a pretty long way to get your kiddos to school, and the rating is not good on these websites. Next, Anaqua Springs. Oh yeah, one of my absolute favorite neighborhoods. Anaqua Springs is. I'm going to show you. Anaqua Springs Ranch. So Anaqua Springs is out near Bernie, and this is a teaser because Anaqua Springs is hundreds of acres that used to be an equestrian farm of horses just running through there. Another master plan community, and this is where Tony Parker's house was for sale. It had reduced in price many, many times. I'm not saying that if I sold Tony Parker's house that I would have got what he's asking, but it could be. And so Anaqua Springs Ranch are basically half acre to 30 acre properties that are in luxury price ranges. Definitely over $1 million that is there, and you either have an incredible view of just this beautiful like mountainous type view, or you have a creek in the back. I mean, there's little that's in between. I think the better area, and if you're listening to this live stream or the after show, is going to be Pecan Springs, which is right next door. I met the developer. We've helped a family move there. They just opened up. They're having the Parade of Homes in 2027 there, and I think that's going to be way better, personally, than I think Anaqua Springs. No offense to Anaqua. I mean, not the benefits of Anaqua is it's just a very developed neighborhood, but it's just not as new, and the trending home styles that you have today, you're going to see much more in Pecan Springs. So just to finish our list, man, we're running long. There's Inwood, which is near Chevano Park. It's pretty similar, around a median price over 800. The factors are school districts. Here we go. Schools, real estate trends, private security, location. That what is saying that they are the top 10 richest neighborhoods in San Antonio. This is a pretty good article. I'm going to skip over the niche.com ones because I probably went over those in different videos. One thing, I went to the Keller Williams website. I don't work for Keller. They're a great company. But they're saying the number one most popular neighborhood in San Antonio to buy, the top 10 neighborhoods to buy a home. Number one, Alamo Ranch. How the heck are you going to say Alamo Ranch is number one? Those of you who know Alamo Ranch and its lovely traffic, I highly disagree with Alamo Ranch being number one. Also doesn't look like this. Fair Oaks Ranch doesn't look like this as much. Yeah, this is kind of all over the place. Redbird Ranch this is the one that said it was a hidden gem. It is not. Northwest Crossing, Wild Horse. I mean, these are pretty dated. Lucky Ranch, River Chase. Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely not San Antonio's most popular neighborhood at all. So I'm getting, kind of late into this stream for those of you still watching. But I'll put all of these websites into the show notes. And yeah, so there's a lot of neighborhoods in San Antonio. Let me just bring up the map to kind of give the conclusion because we've been running pretty late. So many areas of San Antonio. Like, this is a massive, obviously, map of San Antonio. There's so much changes that are happening in San Antonio. I'm going to be going live once a week on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Central Time, just to kind of dive into different subjects. But San Antonio is growing. I mean, as much as we've seen this real estate market take changes and also areas with higher inventory, they dropped in prices. You have luxury markets that are super, super growing and just killing it on a positive scale. People are looking at San Antonio in different optics than they have for many, many years. San Antonio has always been known for this affordable community. I mean, it still is. Median house price in San Antonio is lower than Dallas. It's lower than Houston. Um, it's the best value you can get right now in the Texas Triangle. But I would say that it could change because of the affluent communities that are being built in many areas around 46, around the different suburbs of San Antonio. You have a lot of $1 million neighborhoods that are coming, and those amenities that come with it. You have more land being purchased, more developments in areas that we never saw. So even the South Side, all of the Vita San Antonio, all of the major builders are in the South Side. Palo Alto College is expanding. You have Texas A&M that's expanding, and also want to give this shout out to this awesome comment is, you know, I guess it's a perspective. So thank you for that. Um, so it's San Antonio is changing. So we're going to be here every week talking about what are some great areas, what are the worst, and let you make the decision. And if you are looking to move anywhere in the San Antonio area, I'd love to be the resource of choice. I'm not trying to be a Mr. Beast of, of real estate. I'm trying to give great information for people who are looking to move here. And also, I wish I had this information, being a police officer here, you know, being 8 years now in the real estate industry, helping people buy and sell around San Antonio. It's one of those that you just got to be informed. Like, you got to be informed of what you're buying, what you potentially move. And we'll see you next week.